Hey, what's going on, guys? So my name is Ippei. I make seven figures online by ranking websites in Google using SEO skills. And today I'm going to be reacting to Andrew Tate's video, Andrew Tate's speech no one wants to hear. I've been making money online over the last 8 years, and as an internet marketer, I definitely know that Andrew definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes to internet marketing side. So let's see what he has to say in this speech, and I'll add my 2 cents.
So how do I get like a six-pack quick? What's the fastest way to get a six-pack?
Why does it have to be quick? Why does it have to be easy? Why do you think life is all quick and easy? Why can't it be hard and difficult? Why can't you suffer? Because suffering is what gives it value. If everyone had a six-pack and it was quick and easy, then it wouldn't be valuable, would it? If everyone walked around with a six-pack and they got it easily, then no one would give a shit. The whole point is that it's difficult to get. Value is linked to difficulty. If you want something that is valuable, you need something which is difficult to obtain. You shouldn't be thinking about quick and easy. You should be thinking about hard, suffering, pain.
This is the same also with your skill in making money too. This is why most people flock to opportunities to make money online that's quick and easy, but those quick and easy type of things end up being sort of like gimmicks, and they don't have any longevity. You want to go after skills that require some level of difficulty and some time to master, because that creates an inherent barrier to entry. So when a skill has barrier to entry, then you're dealing with more long-term businesses where other people can't duplicate what you're doing, right? So same with like a brain surgeon. That brain surgeon developed a skill that's difficult for other people to duplicate. So he has a more of a lucrative business long-term. He's not gonna be dealing with so many competitors. And much the same way, this is why I like the SEO skills. Not too many people know how to rank websites in Google. It's more of a difficult skill to master than running Facebook ads or just paid ads in general. So this is why when you master the SEO skill, you have a more of a lucrative long-term business.
Going through it. That's what you should be thinking about. This is going to be hard, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because when it is done, then everyone's going to know that I went through something difficult.
Nobody, absolutely nobody, gives a fuck about you as much as you're going to have to give a fuck about yourself. Nobody cares about you as much as they need to care to fix your life. But nobody is going to come to your bed, drag you out of bed, drag you to a job, force you to work hard. You are never going to have any of the things you want if you do not get them yourself. And the only person who's going to make me happy.
This is the same thing that my mentor says all the time, like everything is your fault.
And live a life that I want to live is me. Nobody's going to do it for me.
People say, Tate, what motivates you? And I find that extremely, I think that's a stupid question. I was a 4-time kickboxing world champion. For 12 years, I trained 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I was motivated to train probably about 25% of the time.
How you do one thing is how you do all things. So Andrew Tate being a world champion kickboxer, that tells you that this guy had discipline and work ethic, and he basically just translated those qualities to and applied it to internet businesses and became very, very successful.
The rest of the time I went because I am disciplined. If I wake up and I'm unhappy, I will do the exact same things as if I am happy.
So one of the most important thing is to instill discipline first and foremost. And I personally believe people need to go through a period of personal development, of instilling discipline. Start with the little things first before you tackle trying to start an online business or any business for that matter. People need to get into maybe like a year of personal development, in my mind, of instilling discipline, whether that be going to the gym or whatnot. But, I was already doing personal development for a few years before I even started an online business. And the discipline that I learned from personal development journey carried on to my journey in online business. And it's how I was able to get to where I'm at today.
I will go to the gym the same. I will work the same. How I feel has no impact on how I live my life. We're grown-ups and we have responsibilities and we have problems and we have pressure, and you don't necessarily have to be happy to perform, and happiness will come at the end of the performance anyway. But if your number one goal as a man, if your number one mission in life is just to be happy, that's going to be an extremely vaporous existence, and you're not going to be a man of substance. Your ability to deal with stress.
These are the deeper things that Andrew talks about that I agree with him the most. What makes a human being separate from an animal is the human being has higher brain capabilities to behave and make reactions that's outside of our emotional, or that's outside of our emotions. Animals do not have that capability. When animals feel fear, they go into automatic fight or flight response. A human being can go in and make a different decision. That's what makes a human being great. So being a man of substance is all about learning to decouple your decision making from your emotions. When let's just say an example, you are in a movie theater and like there's a shooter in the movie theater. If we were all animals, and some people do behave this way. If there's a shooter in the presence, people are a lot of people are gonna flee the area. It's only the select few that can see the danger in the environment and make a different decision. A certain few might go and attack the person with the gun. This is just like a very crude example, though, but a human being can operate and make decisions and not be influenced solely by the environment. And this is what separates a high level person from the average person.
The amount of stress you can deal with as an individual is directly correlated to your success level. If you can deal with stress all day, you're going to be successful. If you collapse under stress, you're not going to be successful. There's no way to the top without stress involved.
But there is a massive correlation between success in life and stress tolerance. The more stress you can tolerate, the better your life's going to be.
I 100% agree with that. I think a lot of that is influenced by upbringing. Like, for example, I moved here from Japan and I had to learn the English language like from scratch. Like, I had different things of like stress when I was younger that I had to deal with. So I think your body operating system might naturally attune to being able to handle stress, but I think as adults you can still train yourself to handle stress. One thing to keep in mind though is you want your endocrine system and your body to be healthy to be able to handle stress. A lot of people are eating really terrible diets, and that's gonna make you less able to handle stress. Remember, one of the things that y'all need to look into is stress is correlated to cortisol levels, which is a hormone, which is a stress response hormone. And one of the ways to lower cortisol is to eat fat. So, if you are on low fat diets or you are not getting sufficient amount of fat in your diet, this could lead to your inability to handle stress. There's a Dr. Bright. This is a lady that talks about the importance of getting more fat in your body. It's one thing it's a good resources to look into. She breaks down the science of how eating even 1 tablespoon of fat in the morning can drastically lower your cortisol levels.
Only things in this world you can control is your state of mind. You can't control the weather. You can't control other people. You can't even control your health. One of the very few things in the world you have genuine control over is your state of mind. If you can't control that, then you're just a feather in the wind.
Let me just kind of break down the diet a little bit more. People back in the days, the people that were winning, the winning civilizations, they were able to hunt and get animal fat in them. And the people that were losers of society, they could not hunt animal, right? They had to grow crops and eat a more plant-based diet. So this is why you can also see, I feel like people on plant-based diets, they are less emotionally stable. They are more emotionally susceptible. Like, we're talking about nothing against vegans, but you just when you lack the macronutrients that are available in fat soluble vitamins and all that stuff, your endocrine systems again is out of whack and you can't handle stress. So think of like a civilization between like a winning civilization and a losing civilization. Like if you want to become a winner, you want to eat like a winner. You want to eat a nutrient dense diet, which is going to be your meats and your animal fat sources.
And life's going to blow you around.
I can't imagine truly wanting to quit something and not being able to quit. I can't imagine it. When I talk to people who say, I want to quit smoking, I say, when? They go, oh, well, soon. Well, that means you don't want to quit. You want to keep smoking for a while and quit later. I can't imagine a mind frame or a mindset where I want to do something and can't do it. It's almost difficult for me to answer that question.
People that have struggle with this, like struggle with addiction or saying something that they can't follow through, in my opinion, they have a lack of self-awareness. There's a lot of unresolved emotional imprints in their body or unconscious thoughts that they're not aware of. These people really need more deeper work of like meditation to get to the bottom of a lot of these unresolved issues. You know, a lot of them come from their childhood, unresolved trauma from childhood, all these different things that they're not unaware of leads them into unconscious behaviors and addiction. That's what all addiction is an unconscious behavior. So these individuals that say something and they can't follow through, they are driven by their past trauma particularly. So this requires not even just diet, but more deeper spiritual type of work of self-awareness.
Because if you have that kind of mind, if your mind is so fundamentally broken that you cannot do with your own mind what you want to do, then you're just, right? Life is hierarchical. There's always going to be kings and there's always going to be peasants. If you have a mind that you can't control, then you're never going to be a king. You're going to be a peasant. That's your life. You have a peasant's life ahead of you, and that's your destiny. Enjoy, right? There's always been peasants. That's life. But I believe that the most important thing,
most human beings are behaving in an unconscious manner. And in my view, most humans are driven by their past and their upbringing, the programming that they had from as childhood. If their parents are, lower to middle class, then they're gonna high chances that they're gonna be in lower to middle class as an adult. Right. But you can free yourself from this programming. But what it takes is either almost like a spiritual awakening or you working on your own consciousness or your own self-awareness.
You can do as a man is to gain control of your mind. Once you have control of your mind, life is so ridiculously easy. People say to me,
taking control over your mind is another way of saying becoming more aware of your mind or your unconscious thought patterns. Just becoming aware of them is pretty much all you need to do to take control. The rest, in my mind, takes care of it itself.
You're in good shape. All you do is drink vodka and travel the world. You're never even home. You never even have a gym. How do you do it? It's ridiculously easy if you control your mind. If I decide to do 1,000 push-ups, I'll do them. Maybe I have to do them one at a time. Maybe I'll get tired. Maybe I need a break. I'm going to do 1,000 because I said I'm going to do 1,000. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do. You either control your mind or you don't. And all of these things stem from the same problem. It's something you can do. It's something that is learned. It's something that is taught. Depression is the ultimate motivation. You're unhappy with...
We have, you can try to control your mind in those moments, but we have thousands and thousands of thoughts in any given day, and so it's like, it's impossible to control all your thoughts. The better strategy is to focus on becoming more and more aware of all the thoughts that you have each and every day. And then that's the path of how your awareness grows. And once you become more and more aware of your unconscious thought patterns, it begins to resolve itself, in my opinion.
With your life and you're depressed, I don't expect you to be popping pills and sitting laying in bed. I expect you to give me a huge list of everything you're achieving per day. Depression's a fantastic motivation. But people are told the opposite. No, a lot of people's problems are all in their mind. And I'm not saying that mental conditions aren't real, because absolutely some are. But I try and explain to people, look, the only thing on the planet you have genuine control over is your state of mind. You can't control the weather. You can't control anything. The only thing you can affect in genuine real time is how you feel in your head.
How you view the world absolutely and utterly shapes how you react to the world, how you act in the world, how people view you. It's all down to how you view things. You have to believe you're a fucking man, and you have to believe you can achieve anything. I'm not saying you can achieve anything easily. I'm not saying it's not going to take a whole bunch of work. I'm not saying it's going to happen quickly, but you have to believe you can achieve anything.
When I tell people that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, everyone agrees. They go, yeah, that's probably true. And then they continue to hang around with people who they don't want to be. Why? There has to be a point where you sit and go, okay, you're my friends, et cetera, I love you guys. Yeah, we can talk, whatever, but I'm on a different life path. You have to leave some people behind. If you were to come hang around with me and my crew, you would be self-conscious, and that self-consciousness would motivate you, or they would certainly instill the discipline required for you to change. You don't feel self-conscious amongst your peers. That's why you don't change.
When I was broke, I couldn't sleep.
That is true as well. Like, you are the people that you surround yourself with. But you know, luckily today you can be still in your environment and still begin to change by surrounding yourself with other types of resources, such as watching videos like this. Or I was able to begin changing my environment by basically joining a coaching program. And then I started listening to people that were, you know, making 7 figures on the internet. And then, you know, slowly but surely I started to think more and more like them.
And I say that, people laugh. I'm not joking. When I wanted money, like fucking I needed air.
People say to me, I want to be rich. And I say, okay, well, I want to be able to ice skate, but I don't want to be able to ice skate enough to go learn how to ice skate.
When you understand that most of us were taught never to even learn how to make money or multiply money or create leverage income in this world through our education system, then you realize that actually once you start to focus on the importance, once you realize that making money in this life is important, and you start educating yourself and you start taking action towards that, you'll realize that most people aren't even thinking about these things or thinking about how to make more money in life. Most people are just kind of going through the motions of going to a 9-to-5 job that they got outside of college. So you'll begin to see that there's not that much competition really, because most people don't think that money is that important, as weird as that sounds. Like, most people are not focused each and every day of like how to increase their, you know, ability to earn income. You know, they are focused on just getting through the day, getting a certain XYZ project finished for their boss or their manager, right? They're not thinking about money all the time. And you don't have to think about money all the time, but I'm just saying, just shifting your focus more and more towards, hey, how are the wealthy making their money, you know? And it sure isn't they sure didn't make their wealth by working for somebody else. So when you start thinking like that, you're already separating yourself from like 95% of the people out there. So you know, just breaking through to the other side can be challenging when you're so used to being an employee and working on 9-to-5. But once you do, you begin to realize, I mean, there's really not that much competition out there in terms of like people that are going to get in your way, that's going to prevent you from making millions of dollars. I mean, it's really just you at the end of the day. So
I can't be bothered. I mean, surely if I could click my fingers and be a figure skater, I'd click my fingers. Who wouldn't? But I don't want to actually go train. Because I don't want it enough. And this is the exact point with money. Everyone wants money put on their lap. If you truly wanted money, you wouldn't be able to sleep until you fucking had it. And this is the point. Because when I had nothing, I couldn't.
Don't let other people fool you into thinking that, in my experience, I come from experience of being broke, okay? Like, outside of college, I was only making $35K a year. And you know, today I'm making, you know, multiple 7 figures a year. So it's like money has improved every area of my life, every facet, every arena, every pillar of my life. Money has improved. So don't let other people fool you into thinking money is not important. It is extremely important.
Be distracted. You couldn't distract me from what I wanted.
Life when you're young is a completely different experience to life when you're old. When you're older, your life quality seriously decreases, massively. So you have about 10 to 15, maybe 20 years to find a way to get rich and enjoy being rich. And you got to put it all together and you got to do it quick.
You have to start saying, I want to take money.
In my view, most men, I can only speak for men, but they need to start getting serious once they hit 25. Now you see some kids doing it younger, but like once you hit 25, I feel like just observing people around me, you either start making big strides towards really improving your life, or you go the opposite direction. And then there's a huge divide that begins to happen, just based on what I've seen. So,
because that's how you have to think. You don't make it, you take it. So you have to start talking that way. You got to take money. Is that money isn't real. Money is like water. Money never stays still. If you can find and identify a place where money is moving, if you can find a
money is one of those things. It's almost like you need to get into the same frequency as money. Money likes speed. My mentor says this as well all the time. Money likes speed, right? So you almost have to become an individual that represents that energy of money. Like you need to also move fast and act fast and make decisions fast and be a risk taker. This is what, there's a saying that kind of reflects these kind of truths, like such as fortune favors the bold. You need to identify what money is. Money is like a movement of energy, and so in order to capture it, you also need to be a movement of energy. And guess what? Like we also have unlimited energy, just like money. And so most people are not moving fast enough. Most people are being very, very stagnant in their decision making and their action taking. You need to be a massive action taker, taking imperfect action and just being a fast decision maker. And that is going to tune you to that energy of money. That's how I see it. You almost need to resonate the same energy of money to attract it.
Place where money is moving and stand in the way, then the money is vulnerable.
Problem is with the people out here, everyone has a dream.
One of the best places to stand in the way where money is exchanging hands, or look to places where money is being exchanged hands between a buyer and a service provider. This is what Uber has done, right? Uber has developed an app that connects a buyer to a driver. DoorDash, same thing. They got into the middle between a buyer, the people that need food, to delivery or restaurants. So this is what we do in local lead generation. We get in the middle of a buyer and a local service provider, like a roofer, plumber, landscaper, pool cleaner, towing companies. If you can get in the middle of those two things, a buyer and a seller, you can make unlimited amounts of money. And that is one of the smartest ways to make money today in my mind, because you don't have to take the risk of starting your entire business. You can just get in the middle and be the middleman.
But not many people have a plan. A good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. You got to do something. You got to do something fast.
Yeah.
You're just sitting around talking about it and hoping for things to get better.
I don't think living in a dream is going to help you in any way. I think you need to be sitting here panicking at the fact that you don't have enough money. You need to be concerned and worried and sad.
Yeah,
You
people
do
need
something
to
about
have
it
more
today.
urgency, for sure.
Because that's how I started my first business that made me $1 million. I sat in my room, pissed off, and I fucking came up with the idea.
Most people see people with things they want and they don't do the second half. They don't try and work out how they got that thing. Oh, my man has a Ferrari. Okay. I wish I had a Ferrari. Okay. They don't sit there and go for an hour. How did he get a Ferrari? It doesn't cross that part is the part they don't want to do, right? They just go, oh, he has a Ferrari. Wish I had a Ferrari. And they go back to TV.
Yeah.
And that's why they lose.
You need to
It's also
understand
confused me
that
why
in this world,
so
there's a
many
whole bunch of people
don't
doing
question
amazing
things
shit you
more.
are not doing. And that needs to piss you off. Because it pisses you off, you become motivated all of a sudden. You need to be annoyed, and I'm telling you to be angry. Anger is a fantastic force. You take that anger and you direct it in the correct direction.
And listen, you may feel fired up for 10 minutes after this little talk, but you're not going to feel fired up forever. You need to put systems in place. You need to get discipline. You need to get an atmosphere of people around you who are going to keep you accountable and not make it easy for you to continue to be a fucking nobody. And then you're going to fix your life. Otherwise, you're going to stay a nobody.
Highly recommend getting a mentor.
If you were
That's one of the
genuinely
best
pissed
ways
off about your situation,
to force
you would not
yourself to
need
change.
me to motivate you. You would motivate
Invest
your
in
fucking
yourself,
self, and you would
save
do
up
something
some money,
to change
invest
it
in a
yourself.
program.
Motivation isn't real. Everyone says this. Motivation is not real. Discipline's real. I do not feel like training, but I still train.
When you
because I'm a
spend money on
disciplined
something,
individual.
you
don't
care
get to go
more
through
about
life
it.
only doing the things you feel like doing.
So yeah, that I like videos like this as well. It's because I definitely agree with everything that Andrew Tate is saying. It's no surprise that this Andrew is a successful individual. He thinks in a proper way. He has proper thoughts. He thinks like with a rulership mentality, and yeah, that's it's no different than how I've kind of changed my mental outlook on life when I got into this entrepreneurial journey through way before Andrew Tate. I found out about Andrew Tate, you know, through having my mentor like Dan Klein and some of these other individuals in my life that I look up to. You have to begin to take full ownership and full self accountability, and that begins with self awareness of your unconscious thought patterns. That's where I would first start. Get into personal development as well. All of that is going to help you become a person that is capable of making money on their own free will. So hope you like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you're interested about what we teach, local lead generation, in my mind, it's one of the best ways to make money online, especially for beginners. If you don't want to be a YouTuber. So yeah, I have some links in the description. I'll see you next time.